Warning! Graphic pest control video ahead. Do not watch if you might be offended. If, however, you really like watching pest control videos, then hello again and welcome to the Squirrel Hunter channel. Please continue and watch us as we control pest populations with silenced air rifles here in the UK. If you have any questions, can you please check the description below first to see if it's already been answered and for some useful links. Thank you. Right then, as you can see from the date, this was taken this year. I'm out checking the feeders. You can also notice the wet on the ledge. It's been tipping it down with rain. I pretty much did it all the way through January with all sorts of horrible weather. I'm out checking the feeders, which is how we normally gauge when to visit. Get a nice day, take the dog for a walk, check the feeders and work out whether we should be going there. And it's dropped quite a lot here. Obviously had quite a bit of activity. See January snowdrops coming through, first flowers of the year. Always nice to see them. You know, spring's on its way, or just about happening. I've decided to go out shooting. Pretty frosty morning, -2 degrees, and I should be using the ATN thermal spotter. There's a link to the overview I did in the description. I'll be using the BSAR-10. I'll be launching the short series Predator polymags in .22 caliber. Just in case you were wondering what the story is with ATN, they're lending us some of their equipment to review and use in the field, see what we like about it and feedback, and it will be a warts and all. We won't be giving a one-sided happy, clappy, smiley view of it. I'll be saying exactly what we think. That's the way we roll on the SHC. And this is actually the first time I've ever used it out in the field. I've had a little play at home. You can see me here playing, looking at the birds on the floor. I will confess to thinking that the thermal would be better at night. I also wanted to try it at the daytime. It's a cold day in January. You saw at the beginning it was sub-zero temperatures. So it's quite a cool morning. I'm looking at the birds because I'm waiting for some squirrels to turn up. Just testing out the capabilities and what you can see. There's a squirrel about to approach in a minute. I decided I was going to use the thermal on it. I was expecting more squirrels today. This was a first attempt. I tried to match the two up. There is actually video and audio on the ATN, but for some reason when I put it into the video editing software the audio doesn't show up. I don't know why that is. So I couldn't really line them up properly. Just gave you a bit of an idea what I was looking at. I set the camera rolling and then I was playing with the thermal whilst I was waiting for the squirrel to get comfortable on the feeder, ready to take a shot. I've obviously had a mess about in the garden with the thermal, as you'll see in the other video, the overview. I couldn't wait to get it out in the field. There's no rat shooting opportunities, but there was a squirrel shooting one. It's quite interesting to look at some of these creatures in the thermal spectrum. I can tell you now that the mammals show it really well. Your rats, squirrels and rabbits, they do stand out like a sore thumb. The birds not so much, which you'll see in future vids. But I'm about to take the shot. This time, good impact. Polymags do a good job. Once I've run out of polymags, I'll probably go over to the H&N Barracuda Hunter Extremes because they're cheaper and they do a similar job. Back on the thermal again. I'm using white hot at the moment. Come to like the rain palette. You'll see in a bit. Did have a bit of a try about. All looks like it's pretty much over for Mr. Squirrel. What's wrong with that shot? Got no sniper cam today. There's a limit to how much equipment I want to carry in one go. I'm looking at it down the scope just to see if it's still breathing. I'm quite happy with that from what I can see. So back over to the main camera now. Zoom in. Can't see any movement. Took it out rather well. I'll start playing with the thermal now. Just as I start to look at the squirrel on the floor, you see a rabbit running in the background. Pure coincidence, really. I wouldn't have noticed it, but for the fact it stands out like a sore thumb. I'm in the rain palette now. Yellow is hot, blue is cold. You can see it stands like a sore thumb. I will make this point again in further videos, but if a rabbit was sat like that, stock still, not moving, you'd be hard pushed to notice it. But the thermal shows it up really easily. I think that's probably going to be where the thermal in daytime use will really work well, maybe even for squirrels up trees. But I think it'll have to be a cold day. I took this video after the rabbit went just to show you what I was looking at. You'd have to spot a rabbit sat through that lot. We've got no shot on. Through that tracery of sticks, it stood out. I'm back on the thermal again. You can see there's something there, just to the side of that tree. I was in messing about mode. I was changing palettes and having a look to see what I could see. You can see the dead squirrel on the floor. You can see them get cooler by the minute, especially on a cold day. Here's one. This is a picture. You can stop this picture now if you'd like and see if you can spot the rabbit in it without the aid of the thermal. And if not, just hang on. And there it is. Just look there in that circle, wait for it to move. There it goes. I'm saying that rabbit would have been spotted by the thermal quite easily. Because it sat still, I think he could have taken a shot. That's my conclusion from what I've seen so far. They're pretty difficult to spot when they stand still because of their colouring. That's how nature intended them to be. Evolution's a wonderful thing. And thermal's cheating, I think, in this instance. But if you want to put rabbits in the bag, free hunting with an air rifle and a thermal spotter might just be the way forward. I'm back to watching the birds now. It's a quiet day. This male woodpecker decides to come and sit right close to me. You can hear them all throughout this wood, banging around the trees. Quite a lot of rotten ones, quite a bit of fungus. Pretty much all stages of the life cycle of a tree. And these creatures making a living off the bugs that digest the dead ones. Very nice to see, especially when they come that close. Maybe when I get too old to go shooting, I might just turn around and get a big camera and a hide and go photographing wildlife instead. But that day's not here yet. I'm still out in the woods, keeping the grey squirrel numbers down. This big fat one took a nice hit to the top of the head with the polymag, straight over the eyebrow, down to the ground. Perfectly healthy till I came along, and off I go back home. Just the one in the bag. I'll go in the freezer and off to the scouts. You use them, as you will see in the link in the description. The R10 performing well. Now in Tarantino-esque style, we leap forward from the first outing to the outing that was about the third, I think it was. You've already seen the second outing in the first rat video, if that makes sense to anybody. So we'll start the ball off with Bro. He's got his Air Arms S510, Barracuda Hunter Extremes, which we both use now for rat shooting. I'll leave you with Bro taking some shots. I'm going to be using the ATN spotter tonight just to see how well the rats show up. There's plenty of eyes about, so there we used to do it. Scan about and look for the eyes to reflect back. They stand out like sore thumbs. Once you see an eye, you can then inspect it closer to see if it's a rat. And if it is, send a pellet down range, knock them over. We were only out for a couple of hours this night. A quick session, unfortunately hit the wire then. You have to pay close attention to where the wires are. Very often you can slot a pellet through. Not sure if he's hit that one. I would have gone for the one in the bottom right corner. It's easy to say though, standing here, looking at the screen, he got him anyway. It's much different in the field when you're out and about shooting rats. Staring at that screen, it's quite small. Back in the same area again. when you find a hive of activity like this, pays to sit on it or keep coming back. I can't see where the head is. I can just about make out the ear. There's the eyes, dead giveaway. As soon as he saw them, lined up and took the shot. Bit of lame kicking. Look at this bunch here. You see the little patches of bait Bro's put out. They're chicken feed. Lots of people talk about what's the best bait to get rats to come out. Well, in this particular location, it's chicken feed. They're used to it. It's nutritious. They don't see anything wrong with a bit of spilt feed. If you started putting chocolate or oil and stuff down there, all the other magical potions people have, they'd have to get used to it first. Plus a couple of handfuls of that. Anything that's left behind, the chickens will have. So it's not a problem using a bit of chicken feed in this location. You've got to find what's best. Once they get a whiff of it, they'll come out, sit there feeding nicely. You can sidle up and shoot them. You can see this is a familiar location. Quite a lot of activity there. Nicely taken there, bro. Wandered into the field of view, right into the crosshairs. The side of one of the sheds. They feel quite safe there. Until you do that to them. I'm down the other end of the field at the moment. As a matter of safety, we make sure we work out where we're shooting our fields of fire before we start any more than one rifle, and that's what you have to do really. I've taken a little bit of a breather. I'm looking at Bro, looking at rats, just to see what the picture looks like. They show up like sore thumbs. It's quite a wide field of view. I could probably see more rats than he can. Difficult sometimes to line up on them. You can see it's quite a narrow beam he's got. This is where maybe someone having a spotter and spotting for you, you'd probably pick up more rats. I know I spotted quite a few on this evening, as you'll see in a bit. Running around. Gives you an idea which areas to target. Go on, son, stick your head out. That'll do. Nicely done there, bro. Good solid headshot. Not so often. Back legs kick a bit. Push the rat out into the open. Here we go. There's another opportunity. I think he got that one. On to another location. Fairly well knocking them down. This location, there's so many rats. Doesn't take a lot of doing to spot them. That's why we come here so often. Clear them out one week, come back the next week, and there seems to be some more. Only trouble is once you shoot one, very often they all leg it. What we tend to do is go and scan a little area, shoot as many as possible, then move to the next one. Ones like that sticking a head up between the wires, you've got no shot on, they're too close. Much better to catch them in the open. That one's getting a bit brave. Chasing around a bit. I think they might be exhibiting mating behaviour, these. I might be wrong though. One rat chasing another. I wouldn't think for a second it wants to give it a winning lottery ticket. No good trying to shoot them when I like that. This is more like it. One of the sheds. Well taken, bro. Feel quite safe in there. And it's pretty dark. The trouble with this infrared night vision, you have to have an illumination device, and sometimes your light tends to be a bit strong. That'll do. Oh, dry fire. Unlucky, bro. That's better though. Spare mag out the pocket. Thought better of it, that one. Usually a kicking rat will get the attention of another one. There we go. Stuck his head back up again. This very often happens. They'll disappear down the hole, have a think about it and come back out. Like I said before, a bit of a short session. Bro made the most of the time. They are quite well dug into those hedgerows. Sometimes they stick their head out. Feel quite safe. Sat in amongst the bushes. That's where the air rifles come in. If we can see them, get a clear crosshairs, very often we can hit them. When they're mooching about, they're a bit difficult to shoot, unless they do that. See Bro hold over because the shot was quite close. Relying on them sticking their head up to take the shot. Another dry fire. Whoops a daisy. Anyway, over to me now. I'm using the same rifle with these Terminator pellets which I found. I've already got the spotter in action. I can see movement, which I home in on. I didn't record that much this evening, but I did use it an awful lot to spot activity. This upturned trailer's got bait on the top of it. I'm lining up on the top of the head of this one rat. Maybe a better target over there, perhaps. No, I'll go for this one, I think. Right in the top of the head. There's that much junk on there, you can't see where it's dropped. This is a bit easier to see. This was when I spotted with the ATN spotter. Down the side of the upturned trailer. Just tugging on some sort of root or something by the look of it. I didn't notice that at the time. We won't be tugging on it anymore anyway. Quite sure what was going on there. You'd think it would go for the food, wouldn't you? We won't be doing any more of that nonsense. Big fat rat rolled on its side. A few lame kicks. Happy with that shot. This was a good area. I'd like to thank Bro for letting me have it. Giving me first dibs. He's had some good sessions on this lately. See the bait's drawn that one out the hole, can smell it. Not really giving me a shot then. A sigh of exasperation. I thought it was just going to sit there. Rather annoying. Keeps sticking its head out the hole. There we go, it's done it again now. That's better. Because I was a bad man and I got home last time, I just put the rifle away without attempting to fix the problem. I'm having the same problem again, oddly enough. And what it is the O-rings on the BSA mags have become hard and snapped. And they're causing the mags to foul at certain points. First few shots, or first, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 shots are okay. Last few shots seems to snarl the mag up. So when you pull the bolt backwards and forwards, it doesn't index round and you end up loading a no pellet. So I have quite a bit more problems with this on the evening. But I have since rectified it, I'll let you know. That's how come I know what was wrong with it. I was kicking myself at the time for being lazy. Served me right a bit. Scanning around and seeing more rat shapes in the distance. Like I said before, I was doing this pretty much every couple of minutes. And you spot rats coming out of sheds and get to line up on them and take a shot. Of course, if you've got no pellet in the breech, you miss a perfectly good opportunity. Like I said just now, I was kicking myself at this point. Changed the magazines over. In the end, I started changing them a lot more often. Just kept topping them back up periodically. Not before I've had a bit of fun and games with them. It's like a lot of hassle, isn't it? There we go. Only a few minutes later, same spot. Another rat's come into view. That's how it should have happened the first time. But I hold my hands up for being lazy. It's not really lazy, really. more a function of the fact I'm busy. Then you forget. But never mind. After this session I fixed the problem. You see those rats in the distance? That's where Bro's shooting, believe it or not. He's not there at the moment, but I can see over the hedge at quite some distance, probably about 40-50 yards away, that is. These should have a pile of rats to go at. This is another one I spotted. By the time I got the rifle on it, wasn't stopping. Frustration again. This is better. It's having a drink, this one is. They'll often come out for a drink when they've been eating dry food. It's a very good attractant, especially in the summer months. If there's no water sources, put a bowl of water out. That will drag them out of their hiding places just as much as food will. Quite happy with that shot, picked him out nicely. This is in one of the sheds. I've seen activity with the spotter, and they're not hanging around. Upturned trailer again. Another dry fire. There's me laughing at Bro in the other one. Proper angry. Just double checking there was a pellet there, and there wasn't. Back to the thermal again. Amazing what you can see, isn't it? A lot of them, they wouldn't show up on IR because you wouldn't be able to see their eyes, but their body heat shows up really, really well. I do like the paint palette. I'm quite liking these spotters. I spotted that one in the back of the cage coming forward. Managed to get the rifle on him in time. Actually got the spotter on the lanyard around my neck, so I can just lift it up and I can spot the activity. These holes in the sheds were really obvious sources of rat activity, especially with the thermal. You couldn't see the eyes, but you could see the body heat flash past them. Some of the ones, they weren't quite in view properly. You can see the back of the head to the neck area. 2-2 pellet through there as a desired result. I'll probably do some more daytime testing with the ATN spotters, but I'll probably keep them for night vision pretty much all the time, showing up rats in all sorts of places. Keep your head still, son. That'll do. It's better when you've loaded a pellet, isn't it? Hopefully I'll get the Rapid 177 back on song again soon. You can see this little bit of heat coming through the bushes. Just noticed it. It's a rat coming towards me. Well, I haven't got the rifle at hand. I'm just stood there scanning around, seeing what I can see. You see this rat's come into view, turned away. You could see what sort of heat signature you got through the gaps in the little bits of stalk from the nettles. That was another rat that you wouldn't have seen necessarily with the IR, I don't think. Anyway, back to the rifle. And a good kick around in the back of there. And that one did need a second shot. Flat out round the back, but it was still breathing. Here we go, another one in the hole in the shed. Rolled that one quite nicely. The wider field of view on the spotter seemed to pick out which holes to look at more easily than just scanning with the IR. No opportunity there, but there's definitely activity. See these feet? They all show up really well on the spotter. Didn't bother to record everything. I was much more focused on getting the shot off. So as soon as I saw one, most of the time I got the rifle up. Managed to pick that one out just nice. Here comes another one. Nope, no joy there. Too jittery. It's interesting just to watch their behaviour towards their fallen comrade. Love to see what that was doing. I'm guessing it's licking at the blood from the head. I've seen that on quite a few of our videos over the years. We've even caught them towing another dead rat away. No friends in the rat world. Thought I had a chance for a second. Little sigh of exasperation. Pretty much waiting to take the shot. It's not going to give me an opportunity. So go back to do a bit more scanning. See little flashes of red every now and again. Some pile of dead bodies, I do believe. Every time we shoot an area, usually go in there and pick up all the dead rats, put them in a bucket, then move to the next one. And by the time you get back to that one again, it's a chance for the rats to gain their confidence and come back out again. I tried to kiss at that one, just to try and stop it, and it wouldn't work. There is some bait down there somewhere. Managed to slot that through the wires. Catch it as it paused to have a little nibble on the bait. That'll do. Another one in the shed, having to dance about. That bowl has been put there with a bit of bait to try and waylay them. Seems to be much better outside though. I tend to sprinkle it around when I put it down. Oh dear. Bit of a delayed reaction on that one. Give it a second shot. Quite sure what happened then. Wasn't as clean as kill as I'd like. Here we go, it's another one in the shed. Good wallop there. Some of these holes you can't get to the back of them to retrieve these rats. I'm not grubbing around in all the chicken muck and water, probably rat urine that's in there to get him either. Outside rats are okay though. Rolled over just nice. That's another one I spotted coming in with the thermal. Dashing from right to left. There's a dead one I've already shot. Back to their holes in the sheds again. Very popular. Good wallop there. I think the pellets went through his head and hit the wood. Nothing wrong with that shot though. Any sort of hunting, you'll get to know what animals like. This one's probably heard me as I've lifted the rifle up and frozen. Feels safe. It knows there's food there. Just got to wait to see what the problem was before it continues to feed. A lot of the time they'll do that. They'll just freeze. Start to work out what that thing is in the distance in the darkness. That one didn't even have a clue I was there. When they freeze, they present a perfectly good headshot. Could do with knocking a few of them boards of that up during trailer, to be honest. It's pretty much rotten as it is and falling to pieces. Bit too much jumping around for my liking. I thought it dropped dead for a second then. Then it has a Lazarus moment. That's just not nerves. That was a rat that was wounded, I'm afraid. A secondary shot was needed. Here's a set of ears. Can't see the head properly. Tried getting it to look up to see what it was doing. All I did was scare it off. That front edge is quite annoying, that metal bit. Tempted to put something on top of there to make them sit a bit higher. Here we go. Nice outside rat. That'll do. Just wanted him to stick his head up. I think battery life come to an end again. Still works as a spotter, just you can't record. Splatter blood at the side. That one's in a little dip in the ground when I go over to check for it. This area seems to be quite good. Still using the spotter despite the fact the battery's gone too low to record with. You can still see out of it. Still pick up the signatures of rats that are finding your bait. And I've still got a problem with my air rifle. Like I said before, it has been rectified. The little O-rings had snapped, so it's all good again. But at the time I was quite annoyed with myself, as I said before. There we go. Nice fat rat. Managed to pick him out. 2.2 pellets do a good job, but then again so do 177s. I don't really care what calibre. If you're hitting them in the right spot, they'll be going down. Accuracy is king. I don't really care the size of the pellet. For these things, anything that hits the spot in the right place at the right time will do the business pretty much. Another dry fire. I can say this quite calmly, but at the time I was raging inside. Very annoyed. That'll do. I do think it was getting worse on some of those mags, as those little O-rings that were snapped inside were fouling the rotary mechanism. But it won't happen again, so it's been fixed, as I said. What will happen again is more ATN products will be coming out in our videos over this next year. We've been promised a few other things to play with. I won't say what they are until they arrive. We've definitely got the thermal spotters to play with. Brev's got the X-Sight 2. I got some footage off of him last night as it happens. Very good it is too. It's a much bigger improvement on the X-Sight 1. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some more ATN products appear in the videos. We're improving all the time. Hopefully some of that's down to some of the ideas and experiences we have out in the field with them. That'll do. Another dry fire. Should have had some more rats than I did. I'm quite happy with this session. Very pleased with the ATN spotter's performance. I found it to be very useful. Next time we go out ratting I should be taking it again. Just got some upgraded batteries for it. So we'll give that a go. It's my bucket on the right and Brev's on the left. He did alright too. Quite a nice stack on the bonfire ready for burning. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.